good morning, beautiful people. John Wells is back, and I am loving it. Good morning. Can y'all hear me loud and clear? Can you hear me, Mother Katie? Can you hear me, Miss Cynthia? I want to know. Can you guys hear me? Good morning, good morning, good morning. This is the day the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. I'm so grateful for you guys because you know what? Together we are working on ourselves so God can be glorified. Are you guys hearing me loud and clear? Man, I'm blessed. And we've been given another day. Thank you, Miss Cynthia. We've been given another day. This week we've been talking about prayer and fasting. We've been talking about the power of prayer and fasting. You want to transform your life for the better? Lean into the concept of prayer and fasting. And so we're about to embark on a weekend, another weekend where we get to enjoy lives for ourselves and just do it a little bit different. And that's going to be a blessing. I want to remind you, and you can never be reminded of this enough. As long as there's life, there is hope. As long as you've been given a new day, you've been given a chance to do life again. You've been given a chance to start again. I teach that a new day is an opportunity to begin again. So in spite of all that you may have gone through in times past, it is important, very, very important, that you learn to live in the moment. You learn to embrace the significance of a new day. The significance of a new day. And as you lean towards embracing this time of prayer and fasting, even on a higher level, I want to remind you of something. This is about the inner work. This is about the inner workings of you. You want to have yourself well put together on the inside. Ah, man, listen, you don't understand. We live in a world where external visualization dominates people's passion and drive and how they show up on a daily basis. It's all about looking good. It's all about looking good. But I'm here to tell you this morning, when you dive into praying and you dive into fasting, I believe both of them at their best is you committing to work on the inside. It's you working on the inside. Listen, let's all say that together. Father God, help me to work on the inside. Inside out. Father God, help me to work on the inside. Help me to be okay when it comes to my heart issues. So while you're praying, as you cross over into the weekend, start examining your heart. When you have that quiet time, which while you're praying, there's some times you need to just pull back and zip it and not say anything, but just simply allow God to cleanse your heart. Along the way, Angela, what we would have not realized is that we pick up sometimes heart issues. And heart issues can come from all kinds of places. It can come from all kinds of people. And a lot of time, we pay very little attention to the level of heart effects that have hindered us from moving forward. Next week, when we teach, I'm going to do a teaching next week. I'm going to be talking about dealing with suppressed issues. Dealing with suppressed issues. This morning, I want you to remember it is your responsibility to do the deeper work, the inner work, the deeper work, the inner work, the deeper work, the inner work, so that your joy can be genuine, so your happiness can be pure, so that your position with God you can see and be in a good place. Hello, somebody. This year, I want to be in a good place. Nothing missing, nothing lacking, nothing broken. This year, come on, say it with me. This year, Lord, I want to be in a good place. I want to be in a good place. I want to have a level of contentment that is second to none. I want to have, Angela, what they call joy unspeakable and full of glory. What I don't want to have, is a form of godliness. What I don't want to have is a form of godliness. And let me tell you what happens with a form of godliness. A form of godliness is all external. And that's the reason why I believe when the Bible encourages us to dive into prayer and fasting, it said, when you fast, don't walk around with your countenance looking like that of someone that's fasting. Learning how to deconstruct, learning how to construct, learning how to set yourself up on the inside. When you sit at the table of favor, you shouldn't be questioning who you are. When you walk through the doors of various opportunities that will present themselves this year to you, Jamal, you shouldn't be questioning, how did the door open and why am I sitting at this table? I'm here today to tell you, Pastor Keno McCartney, you've done the work. And when you've done the work, when you have done the inner work, when you've spent that time with God and you've allowed yourself to communicate with the Father, when you have turned down your plate and when you have submitted yourself to doing that meditation and deconstructing and literally tearing down things that should have never been built up, you need to be able to walk with confidence. You need to be able to be at peace. At peace with yourself, at peace with those that are around you. I mentioned this a couple of times this week. When you see people that are fickle, when you see people that are always on the edge, when you see people that are quick to snap at you, there's a lot of stuff they haven't dealt with. There's a lot of stuff they haven't dealt with. As you live, you should be learning. As you're learning, you'll discover life is a series of ups and downs. Life is a series of ups and downs. And John Welch, there are some people who says, I am tired of the ups and downs, but the ups and downs never stop. As long as you're alive, the ups and downs, they never stop. I don't know if any of you, Miss Cynthia, I know you have medical expertise skills. What do they call it when they put that machine up on your body and then the pulse kick in and they're able to read? What happens there? What's that machine? What happens when the pulse happens? And it's a part of my Effective Living logo. That heartbeat, that pulse. Angela, you know the pulse, the heartbeat. John Welch, you know the heartbeat. Well, here's the deal. Life is like that, up and down, up and down, up and down. And what you want is a healthy position to be able to manage the up and down. Your time of prayer and fasting, when you do the inner work and you make sure that you're okay on the inside, yeah, that EKG, Pastor Keno, you're gonna like this. Here's the deal: if you don't learn how to manage the ups and down, guess what will happen? You say, "Well, I'm tired of the up and down. I just want to go straight. I just wanted to go zoom." What happens when those ups and downs stop? Hello, somebody. What happens when the EKG indicates that there's no longer ups and down. What happened? When that goes straight on, what happened? Poof. Right? Your goal, my goal, our goal is to say that God, whatever is coming my way, I want to learn how to allow myself not to be in pursuit or desire a flat line. No, I want to learn how to manage my life in a way that I can deal with the ups and downs. You wake up and the tire's flat. You wake up and the company closed down. You wake up and you get a notification about a bill. You wake up and your child has an emergency. You wake up and your marriage is being tested. You wake up and something's going on in your faith. You wake up and the bank that had your money and your savings filed for bankruptcy. You wake up and there's a hurricane coming by. You turn on the news and there's a tornado. You discover somebody stole the car, somebody stole the gas tank. Life, ladies and gentlemen, life. And Linda, oftentimes we say, I can't take this anymore. Yes, you can. You're alive. You are alive. And I'm here today to tell you, while you're working on you, embrace the fact that you're alive best at your best when you would have done the work on the inside. When you would have done the work on the inside. Others would look at you and they say, I don't know how she survived. I don't know how he survived. It's not a matter so much about how he survived and how she survived. What you and I should be shouting about this morning, with all that you've gone through and all that you have experienced, you ought to shout, I survived. Not, how did I survive? I survived. Because what you've gone through, others did not make it out of. What you have gone through, others did not make it out of. So I just want to remind you, while you're praying and while you're fasting and while you're leaning towards this weekend, make sure that you're spending time doing the private work of the heart, the private work of your mindset, the private work of you being good on the inside. My wife and I, we oftentimes ask ourselves questions when we go out. We've got to do business, got to do life, and we're busy. We look at each other and say, are we good? Are we good? Well, not only do we ask ourselves, are we good? It's a common, very healthy practice for me to ask myself, looking in the mirror, how good are you? Are you good? Because remember now, you are only as strong as the inner man that's within you. So explore strengthening your inner self more than you give attention to the external factors. You don't want to find yourself only looking good on the outside, but on the inside, you are not in a good place. So while you're praying, while you're fasting, while you're taking time to reflect, I want you to examine yourself and ask yourself, am I simply in pursuit of a form of godliness? Do I just want to look good on the outside? Or am I really okay at my core? Am I really okay? Is that what people see? Is that real? Well, it doesn't matter. Because you know what? I'm not doing it for what people see. Okay? The Bible talks about doing it in private, and God will reward you in public. Learn how to be okay in private, and I promise you, when you get in public, you will be okay. And for those of you guys, I want to encourage you. Next week, we're going to deal with this. This is going to be the next week's subject, because I want to dive into dealing with suppressed issues, because there are a lot of people who aren't free because I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to go there. I don't want to do that. Let me tell you something. You want to go there. You want to do that. As I close this talk out, I want you to remember this. You don't need to have no elephant in the room. You don't need to have no skeleton in the closet. You need to be at peace with who you are and where you are. And you need to be able to appreciate the days that you've been given. All of us have made some mistakes along the way. All of us have had regretful moments. Somebody said, well, they make me feel bad. Here's the deal. Don't miss next week. Because here's what, at 48 years old, you can't make me feel bad. Okay? I don't even make myself feel bad, because even when I fall down, I realize everybody falls down. The question is, did you get up, Ricardo? Did you get up? Okay? I can't believe that happened to him. Yep, it happened to him, and it could possibly happen to him again. And guess what? It ain't the only one it happened to, because it happens to other people too. Now the question is, it's not, this is it right here. This is the kicker. It's not what happened to you that matters. It's how you respond to it. Let me say that again. It's not what happened to you that mattered. It's how you respond to it. God bless you guys. Have a great week. This has been an amazing time of prayer and fasting. I love and appreciate you guys for showing up. If you have not gotten my book, get my book. Don't miss next week's teaching series. We're going to be dealing with suppressed issues that are keeping us back, that we've never wanted to talk about and failed to address. And it's becoming an issue more and more because you are not addressing it. You got to get with it. Love you guys. Bye-bye.